Alright, we've got a very special Friday wedding gig log today, and we're on our way to Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, which is actually about halfway between Destin and Panama City. It's probably a good 2 hours from Pensacola. So anyway, we're only about 20 minutes away from the facility. Now let me tell you a little bit about this bride and groom. I actually know the groom. I have known him ever since he was, oh gosh, probably 6 months old at least. His sister and I went to school together, and we've been like childhood friends. So anyway, it's going to be a great honor to be able to do his wedding today. So this is going to be like a family event for me, because I mean, I pretty much consider their family part of my family as well. So it's a lot of people that I've known for a while, and so I'm looking forward to seeing them. And so this is going to be a very special gig log. Now we're going to be going to a state park, and I don't know right now where we're going to be set up. We talked about being set up outside, but the weather is calling for rain, so I don't know, what the plan's going to be. We'll find out when we get there. But when I left Pensacola a couple hours ago, it was already starting to rain heavily, and it's moving this way. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. But anyway, we'll find that out when we get there. But yeah, going to be a fun night tonight, and the reception's supposed to go from about 6 to about 9, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I know we're going to have a great time tonight. So anyway, Meg's with me. Say hey, Meg.
Hey.
Yeah, I know I always say that at the beginning of every gig log. Ask Meg to say hey. So anyway, we're going to have a great time, and we'll be talking to you soon. Okay, we're here and set up, and basically we've had a change of plans. Now originally, I was going to be set up out there. That's where the dance floor was going to be, and I think it's still going to be there. But now what we decided to do is, since it looks like it may rain, we decided to move me inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swivel my speakers around, and if they still want to dance out there, they can. But if it starts raining, then they can move in here and start dancing. So either way, my equipment's going to be covered. But anyway, we got a basic setup tonight. We got the RCF, we got the Rio 3 for a light show, and we've got Scrim Kings with far cans behind them, and we got our girlfriend tonight too, Meg. So she's here hanging out. I'm letting her play the pre-music before everybody gets here right now, so she enjoys doing that, playing DJ. So anyway, so we're set up, and we'll be talking to you throughout the night. Looks like people are starting to get here, so we're gonna have a great night tonight. Also, I'll have a funny story I'll tell you about trying to find this place. I'll tell you about that in the wrap coming up a little later on, but it's pretty amusing.
From the tallest building in Tokyo, long way from hallways, still souls in old days, they counted always.
Okay, I wanted to do the final wrap for this gig log that you just saw from here in the Oval Office, and actually it took place a little over 3 weeks ago. That was back on May 9th was when that wedding took place that you just saw, and today is June 2nd. It's hard to believe we're already into June. So it has taken me a little longer to get this gig log posted than it has in the past, but anyway, that's another story. But now I want to talk to you about the wedding gig log that you just saw. First of all, I mentioned this in the intro, but the groom I've actually known him all of his life. He's almost 25 years old, and I remember when he was just a baby. I remember when he was born because I knew his sister for a really long time. We were best friends all the way through middle school and high school. We're still best friends today. We're really close, and it was just a privilege to be able to do his wedding. So I remember him back when he was learning how to walk and learning how to talk, and to be able to do his wedding. I mean, that's something real special. I was really happy that I was able to do that. And when they asked me to do it, I mean, I didn't hesitate at all. I mean, it was I really considered it an honor to do their wedding. Now, one thing we did was because of the way the venue was, we didn't do any real uplighting or anything like that. And the bride and groom really just wanted a basic setup. So that's what we did for the most part. But now, one thing I did want to mention is that the ceremony got started a little bit later than we had hoped as far as that goes, and so that made the reception begin a little later. And the way we had everything set up was the bride had told me that she'd only had her photographer for a certain amount of time, and so what we did was we got everything done in the very beginning, and we did what I call a top-heavy reception. That's where you get the cake cutting, you get the bouquet throw, the garter toss, all the dances, and everything done before you serve dinner. And then what I normally do is, whenever we do a top-heavy reception like that, is I will combine dinner with the open dancing. And that way, people can go ahead and finish dinner and then go right on the dance floor as we start, maybe playing some upbeat dance music about halfway through dinner so people can start tapping their toes and things like that. I've done a few weddings where I've had to do that before, and that's because they've had their photographer for only a certain amount of time. But that really has worked out well. And I've had a lot of brides that really like that. And that way we're not waiting, for dinner to be over with and trying to rush everything after dinner, for the photographer. At least, by the time everybody starts eating, then we've already gotten, everything done by the time the photographer has to leave. Now, one thing that you'll notice is that we didn't see a whole lot of people out there on the dance floor dancing at this particular reception. And I think that, this might have been a crowd that just really wasn't into dancing, or maybe somebody just didn't want to be the first person out there, But I could tell that they were having a good time, though. And I mean, this is one thing that you'll learn over years of being a mobile DJ, and it's something I've learned in 11 years, is that just because people aren't out there dancing, all the time or anything like that, doesn't mean that they're not having fun. And I'll use myself as an example for that. I'm really not a big fast dancer. I mean, I'll be honest with you about that. I can slow dance. I do like to slow dance with my girlfriend every once in a while, so I can do that. But I'm really not one that's really into fast dancing. But now I do love music. I do love to sit there and listen to music, and so that's always an important thing. So even though I'm not really into dancing, that doesn't mean I'm not having a good time whenever I go to an event where there's music and stuff. So anyway, that's just my own personal thoughts on that. But I was looking around, I could see people, doing this and, dancing, kind of dancing in their seats and having a good time. So I knew that the crowd was having a good time and they were enjoying the music. So that's always good. But also another thing, we had to have the music shut off at a certain time. I think it was 10 o'clock at that particular venue, and they were real strict on that. And I think by the time we got dinner started, it was almost 9 or maybe a little after. So we really didn't have a whole lot of time to get any open dancing in. But you know what? The most important thing is the bride and groom were happy and the guests were happy. And that's what's the most important thing in the end, isn't it? So anyway, that's a gig log for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and we got more gig logs to come. So until next time, practice and enjoy.